I got a question. Can I get a picture with you?
Yes, you say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joey.
I'm doing good so far. I'm Frank Down. You're listening to Comedian Meteorological Weather Report, terrible weather to Comedian plus Meteorology on YouTube at 7 o'clock p.m. Atlantic Standard Time and 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time every Thursday night. Joey Only show. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joey Only.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major heat wave is headed towards Vancouver, British Columbia, starting on Monday, July 25th, 2022. Temperature is going to be really, really hot in Vancouver, British Columbia, including Fraser Valley, Chilliwack, Hope, BC, Abbotsford, Richmond, BC, Delta, BC, Surrey, White Rock, and Burnaby, New Westminster, North Vancouver, and West Vancouver, including Port Coquitlam and Maple Ridge. Temperature is going to be so hot, I recommend people that don't walk too far. Don't wear dark colored clothes. Wear light colored clothes for people living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and surrounding areas. Because temperature is going to be so hot. Drink a lot of water. Have your air conditioners ready to keep the house cool. Make sure to drink a lot of water. Head to the beach and go swimming. The heat waves going to continue on Tuesday, July 26th, and Wednesday, July 27th, and Thursday, July 28th. In Vancouver, British Columbia, surrounding areas. Temperature is going to be so hot in Greater Vancouver, British Columbia, and the surrounding areas. I want everyone in Vancouver to be prepared. Stay out of the sun as you can. Don't even walk too far. Wear a lot of sunblock. Head to the beach and go swimming. Have your air conditioners and fans ready to keep the house cool for people living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and the surrounding areas as well. The temperature is going to be so hot. I urge everyone to drink a lot of water, a lot of fluids, because it's going to be so hot and humid, and the temperature may reach up to late 30s and 40s with humidex in Fraser Valley and Vancouver, British Columbia, surrounding areas. I want everyone in Vancouver to be extra prepared because the temperature is going to be so hot in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I urge everyone to drink a lot of water for people living in Greater Vancouver, British Columbia, and Fraser Valley, surrounding areas as well. Temperature is going to be mighty hot in Vancouver, British Columbia, starting on Monday, July 25th, 2022. Even if anybody living in Vancouver, British Columbia, be prepared for extreme heat starting on Monday, July 25th, 2022. Take care, stay safe. Don't get too hot, stay cool, be safe.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. Welcome to the Comedeorological Report. Comedy plus meteorology equals Comedeorology. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I am Joey Only, your host, here in Wells, British Columbia, where locally nearby is the city of Prince George, 2 hours away, where the show airs on CFUR 88.7 FAM, CFUR, that is, on Saturday mornings. So that's 2 days' time for now. The show, we record it on Thursday nights. Live stream it now, too. Tell your friends. You can find it on the Joey Only, the Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube channel. And then you hear it 2 days later in Prince George. So on the 23rd of July, is this? Yes, July. And then Winnipeg, you hear it 2 days after that on the 25th. Yes, the 25th on CKUW 95.9 FM. That's a university radio station. You got a lot of meteorology students there, so I think that if you're a meteorology student, you should pay attention to this radio show because we talk about comedy and meteorology. That equals Comedeorology, the show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. So, without much further ado, already we have in the studio Frankie McDonald. He's somewhere out on the street of Sydney, Nova Scotia. He's wandering around outside A&W, I suppose, most likely. And he's having some Wi-Fi difficulty connecting there, but I think we'll see Frankie McDonald in a second for his opening intro where he talks about the world weather and all that jazz. Then we have weatherman Brandon Hoke. Lucky to have him because he's going on vacation soon. Where is he? He's going to somewhere special that only I know about. Well, if you watched the very end of the live stream last week, maybe you'd know too, but you probably didn't because no one watches our show. But maybe you're listening to it on the radio where you just happen to have your radio on and you're like, wait, maybe I'll give this another 2 minutes before I turn this show off. Give us 5, okay? We're pretty good. So we got Brandon Hoke in Brooks, Alberta. He's also the morning radio man there at Real Country Radio Station, 105.7 FM. And he's the weatherman. And we got Imogen Cookie Bailey down in Victoria. She's been at the Deuce Days car show in Victoria. So classic cars, roadsters, and things like that. And we got some clips of that to show you this week. And she'll talk to us about that, I'm sure, as well. And we got Pete Galenko, who's no longer in Virginia Beach on the good old ocean. He is in Colorado this week, starting his brand new life. Living in what looks like a pretty suave pad, man. So we'll be talking to Pete pretty soon. And Pete is trying to
the Rocky Mountains behind me. I'm gonna sit down on my Frankie throne over here.
Here he is, Frankie McDonald, the weatherman himself.
McDonald action figures fell.
We'll fix them and we'll get back to you in a few minutes here.
I'll mute myself, but that was I don't like damaging my boxes. I like to keep my boxes nice and my Frankie merch. Anyway, 1 second.
Don't damage the Frankie boxes. Frankie, the boss.
Frankie, the weatherman.
Out in Sydney, Nova Scotia. How you doing so far?
I'm doing great so far. They got a heat wave headed for Vancouver, British Columbia next week. Then it got important in Oregon. Then it got severe thunderstorms headed for Wisconsin on Saturday. And did you hear about that? It's going to be really, really hot all across southwestern United States as well. It's going to bring lots of thunderstorms in New York City on Monday and all across Quebec on Monday as well. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms as well. And Ontario's getting thunderstorms again on Sunday.
Okay, so
Frankie,
you said it's going to be really hot. How close to the actual temperature of the core of hell is it going to get? Are we getting near there or no? 30 to 38 degrees Celsius in Vancouver, British Columbia, with 38 with a humidex of close to 40 with a humidex there, including Victoria, British Columbia, Nanaimo, Parksville, Quimicon Beach, Courtney, Comox, Canberra River, Port McNeil, Port Hardy, and Soak, Port Renfrew, and all these places. Okay, well, that's a refreshing change of pace from the usual Pacific Coast garbage weather that we get. Dog barf, rainy, gross, mucky. We can do with a little fire and brimstone. We're overdue. We've earned it.
And guess what? I was on another podcast last night, Angie TV.
Who is the guest, Frankie?
Another guy, and myself, and Angie is the host. He lives in Montreal, East Island.
The guest last night was Skinny P, wasn't it?
Angie TV is the host.
Not the host, the guest, Frankie. The guest. Who is the guest?
I'm the guest, and Imogen's the guest, and some other guy is the guest, and Angie's the host. They're bringing cooler weather in Europe right now. They're bringing really rainy weather in Taiwan, Japan, China. They're bringing a lot of rain all across Venezuela, Ecuador, and all these places. And they're bringing really cold weather in Australia, New Zealand, as of right now. In South America, like Chile and Argentina, they're bringing really cold weather. Stormy in southern Chile, like snow in the mountains, rain in the coastal areas. Up around so hot in the Middle East, including Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Morocco, Algeria, Sudan, and all those countries as well, including Uganda, Congo. Those places are getting a lot of rain. And Nigeria, Ghana, and all these places. And Antarctica's first sunrise is August 19, 2022 in McMurdo Station.
So what's been going on with that heat wave in Europe, Frankie? I saw that England was on fire this week. I know it's cooled down a little bit there. France has been scorching. Italy's been scorching. Spain and Portugal have been scorching. There's wildfires going on all over there, Frankie. What's been going on with the heat situation? You say it's cooling down?
Sevi's Inuvik Northwest Territories will be getting another heat wave next week as well, including up to Tuktoyaktuk, Tukpazabo, and Whitehorse, Yukon, Watson Lake, Dawson, and all these places, Klondike Highway, Alaska Highway, and all these places.
But Europe's cooling down, you say?
No, Europe is cooling down as well. Then it got heat waves just hit Sweden, Norway, Finland, and all these countries, including Western Russia, like Murmansk, Russia, and all these places. It was so hot. How's Michael Senikoff doing these days?
I haven't gotten a chance to him. I haven't gotten a chance to speak to him super recently, so I don't have a recent update, though I can. The last time I spoke to him, though, he's getting into electric vehicles in Ukraine because there are so many gas shortages and the gas prices are high with everything going on with Russia there, where there's like some places can't get gasoline. So they're importing not Teslas, but cheap electric cars from China to like transport vehicles for work type of vehicles out there. He's switching up industries and location. So that's so he seems to be doing well. The last time I spoke with him, I tried to get a hold of him yesterday when I was day before when I was shopping, because there was a Chinese person that didn't speak much English. So I was sort of trying to get him on because he wanted help at the store to find something, and Michael would be able to translate for us if he was online, but he wasn't online. But that was the last update. That was a little while ago, though. I need to catch up with him.
Another guy named Angie TV, he loves Tim Hortons a lot.
Tim Hortons is one of Angie's sponsors, which is awesome.
Tim Hortons sponsors his show?
Only Angie TV can talk to Tim Hortons sponsor. That's it.
I want to circle back to something Frankie said a minute ago about the Congo getting a lot of rain. This is something that came up when there was a lot of storms going on there a few months ago. Congo has a lot of gorillas and monkeys and many of the larger great apes. When they get wet, what is the probability of them exploding? Frankie, do you have this data?
Not very many, because the gorillas get wet and things like this.
So not many explode, but we still do have a few random monkey explosions?
No monkey explosions in Africa lately.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure gorillas live in rainforests and stuff. You know, gorillas in the mist. You know, if they got wet, they'd
explosions.
They'd be not likely to explode, I don't think.
So in a factoid that I just made up for the exclusive purpose of verifying a point I'm about to make, gorillas have an armored layer underneath their fur, much like cats and dogs have an undercoat of thicker fur. You're not supposed to get that wet on some breeds because it's so thick they don't dry. Now, on a gorilla, if someone gets through that armor shielding layer that they have, does that incite a nuclear reaction causing the gorillas to explode? And can we use the gorilla bits as a source of nuclear power?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, we can thank the weed and tequila for that one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Someone's on the hard stuff tonight.
Guess what?
You're welcome.
Yesterday, I have returned to Base Guy Show once again on Patreon. Imogen, you could be a Patreon on Base Guy Show.
That's very true. I could also prevent forest fires.
But you don't do that either.
Actually, yes, I do, as I have not started any.
That's not preventing.
Yes, it is.
That's just not participating in any ignitions.
It's a preventative measure. Not starting a forest fire is preventative. Therefore, through the transitive properties of English language, I am preventing forest fires, just like you are.
I don't know how many I've prevented, but I've put out quite a few.
You do. You actually have a super cool job.
Hey, everybody. Here's me, Frank Down. I'm at the Sydney Riff Fest right now. I'm Frank Down. You're listening to Joey Only Show.
GB is entering the studio. Well, let's get to Brandon and quickly then, because I want to talk to GB about his weather too. Brandon, what's the story with the heat wave in the prairies and all that? Shelley Selinsky up in Prince George says it's the first real day of summer they've had.
Where have they been all this last 2
Prince George.
Prince George.
I'll tell you something about Prince George, Brandon. Now, there was a hashtag I just saw, on Twitter, Prince George, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on in Prince George? Maybe there's a shooting or some crazy thing, but no, the hashtag is about this baby, this useless, rich, spoiled baby, Prince George.
Wow.
Nothing's happening in Prince George tonight, apparently, on Twitter.
On Twitter.
What's happening in the prairies, Brandon?
What's happening in prairies? Well, in Brooks, we had bull riding in downtown Brooks last night, so it was a wild night there.
Was that an event, or was that just by accident?
The more important question is, was it an event, or was it just your mom?
Wow. All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Brandon is just so innocent and has such clean language that there was no other response from Brandon possible. Well,
it was a realistic question on my part, because when I lived and worked in the Nanton Auditorium in Nanton, Alberta, and spent a lot of time in the Nanton Auditorium Hotel, it was not unusual to have, say, Cor Blund filming Hair of My Eyes Like a Highland Steer and having a Highland Steer in the bar. We had a donkey in the bar. There was goats. There was a cat that lived there. So, it may not be planned, but there was a planned bull riding in Brooks last night, you said.
There was professional rodeo guys decided to ride.
Tell us.
Brandon, are you Irish?
Irish as ever. Absolutely.
You got your green shirt on. I feel like you could work with the Ben Campbell of Texas, and you could have a complimentary action figure to Frankie's action figure with a pot of gold.
He does need an action figure, but we also need to let the man talk because I really want to get to Gabriel after and talk about yesterday's storms in Ontario.
Brandon House,
talk the weather.
I'll talk the weather. All right. Brandon Hoke in the house here. All right. So we've had some big time storms this week. We've had some heat. It is 30 degrees right now as I'm talking to you. So it is, I might not be wearing pants right now, but who knows? Anyways, moving on into the weather situation. As we went earlier this week, we've had a pretty powerful storm move through southern Alberta. We actually had 5 thunderstorms on Monday. It was a great day. Thunder just rumbled all day long. It was like I was like in cloud 9 on Monday. It was just thunder and then lightning struck about 1 kilometer away. It was a great day. And everything rattled. The downpour came down. I was doing radio. It all started at 7 a.m. while I was doing radio. And it was like I was hooting and hollering on the radio all morning, and I feel sorry for everybody listening on Monday. So apologies for everyone tuning in on Monday, listening to me hoot and holler about thunder and lightning out my back door here. So that was there. And then we had a nasty supercell develop outside of Bow Island. And that supercell started to rotate and it moved its way towards Medicine Hat and it produced damaging straight line winds. Power lines got knocked down. At least 10 houses got destroyed. And we also had damage to trees. And it was some folks actually thought it was a tornado because whenever you lose your house, you think, oh, yeah, we just had a tornado. But it was actually straight line winds, microburst winds that struck that area, even though there was strong.
You can tell quickly by looking at, I mean, I saw the first image I saw, and it wasn't a very good image. I just saw a flattened house. So I didn't have anything to make a call on. I said, well, that's got to be pushing F3 power winds. But who's going to make a call on that? I don't know. And then when I started seeing the pictures after, it's clear that it's flattened and not ripped.
That's right. Yes. So that was the difference there, and that's when they did the investigations because there's a lot of uncertainty at the with the alert that went out after the storm went through. So there's severe thunderstorm warnings, and then this alert came out that a tornado touchdown, possible tornado critical tornado touchdown right here, and then we're all sitting there like, what? Wait a minute. And then eventually about 2 hours later, they changed it to damaging wind, which was a good thing because a lot of confusion occurred that afternoon with the little alert system that came out from that storm that went through the Medicine Hat area. But people were without power for a couple of days, at least in Redcliffe and parts of the city of Medicine Hat there. And then that powerful storm ripped into the portions of Saskatchewan. And we also had some powerful storms that with straight line winds move into right near Gravelburg, areas near Coronach, Saskatchewan with damaging winds. And these storms were capable of producing wind gusts in excess of 140 kilometers an hour. So it was a wild night that Monday night with the storms that ripped through the prairies. And then we saw these storms move through Manitoba on Tuesday. And I actually should also mention a significant amount of rainfall here, especially in the Patricia area, just to the northeast of Brooks, got at least 90 millimeters of rain in one day. So yeah, we've had a pretty good beneficial rainfall out of this whole time after. So that allows for things to not get too dry around here, that's for sure. And we're back into the heat now after a couple of days of stormy weather. Manitoba also had that stormy weather on Tuesday, and they had very powerful winds and golf ball size hail and rainfall amounts, especially southeast of Winnipeg, at least reach 100 millimeters. So flash flooding was occurring there once again. And then the storm system moved off towards the east afterwards. Now we're into the heat as we go through the weekend with those temperatures likely pushing 30s again early next week. However, we do have a risk of storms Friday across Alberta, Friday and Saturday. Some of those thunderstorms, once again, could be severe. And we kind of cool off a little bit for the weekend, and then we bump those temperatures up again next week, and especially in the BC interior with those temperatures approaching 40 degrees next week. So the big time heat's coming on down.
Yes, and I think my concern, and I haven't really been started to say this too much yet because I'm waiting for models to sort of get a little clearer, but I'm starting to suspect that sometime around this time next week, perhaps Thursday and Friday, the BC interior may see thunderstorm developments after days of consecutive heat. My concern being that there may not be much rain, that these would be storms that self-create, essentially, right? They're not part of some frontal system that's bringing a lot of rain behind it. It's moisture being sort of sucked out of everything, the dryness. And then you get thunderstorms that don't drop a lot of precipitation. And when they do, it's just in a very tight corridor and lightning starts striking outside. So I don't want to start raising alarm bells yet. I'm talking about it already, but I think by the time this show probably airs in Prince George on Saturday, I'll start feeling a little more bold and looking at things a little more closely. So I mean, I feel like when things are a week off, you kind of take a peek at it and say, yeah, okay, I see where this is maybe going, but I'm not going to waste a lot of time staring at maps for a week from now. But how long is that heat going to stick around for the prairies and BC, Brandon?
There we go. So it looks like it is definitely sticking around all next week at least. So probably will last right into August here, I think. It looks like, yeah. Especially in BC, we will take some breaks here in the prairie, so it won't be significant at this time. It looks like we'll be kind of low 30s. Yeah.
I'd like to introduce to my fans the Joey Only Show.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. More fans.
Come on over.
Hello, guys.
Hello, boys.
What's your name? What's your names, dudes?
To be real, do you mind?
Welcome to the Comedeorological Radio Report.
Hi.
What's your names, guys?
My name's Waylon.
That's my son's name, far out.
Really?
Right on. Passers-by outside A&W, Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joey Only.
I'm Frank and Phil. You're listening to Comedian Meteorological Weather Report on every Thursday night. Comedia plus meteorology on every Thursday night at 11 p.m. 19 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joey Only.
Other, of course, than the weatherman, I have been told that I look like Abraham Lincoln recently with the beard. And I want to look like Drake.
So the storms that happened this week in Alberta, Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, they came to Ontario. And I think Gabriel Berardo was paying pretty close attention to that. We haven't had GB on the radio show for a long time. So we're going to talk to GB for a little bit. And then we're going to get the lowdown on Pete Galenko's big move to Colorado. But first, Gabriel Berardo, how you doing, buddy?
Great. I mean, we finally have had a storm in like a month, I think. We've been in a drought for like the longest, time, and we finally have got a storm that actually hit my area for once. It actually hit my area. One of my friends that are in North, I think York or closer of course to the actual city, just got missed by it. And I'm like, well, hey, I got the whole entire thing. So I was of course, feeling, pretty, of course, great, right? It moved in around 8 to 9 p.m. It wasn't really so it dumped a lot of rain. It dumped about, I think, one or so inch in about less than 30 minutes. Wind surface, winds on this thing were pretty, surface
don't be calling Gabriel Berardo right now, people. He's talking about the weather.
His phone finally rings and he just ignores it. Way to go, Gabe.
Hey, weird thing. What did you do with our wonderful Imogen?
Oh, I'm just here to fight Brandon for his pot of gold. I saw another leprechaun. It's battle time.
After the Gabriel Weather Report, leprechaun battle on the Comedeorological Report.
So what if brought in pretty good surface winds at about maybe 80 or so kilometers per hour, maybe gusts from the front, like the very, very, very front, edge of the storm. But I mean, hey, everywhere, else, especially in south, western parts of the province have actually seen this line of supercells. First, it was a trough that sparked all these supercells at first, right? That kind of were crossing Lake Huron, and then they were moving east, right? Kind of like a north, east, because that was the flow of the winds, kind of, right? So then then of course those like like moved in. At least spawned one tornado as of course heard of, reported by somebody on Twitter that I have, I've seen it, everything like that. So at least one that we of course know of could have been of course, rain like wrapped, because most of them actually are rain, like wrapped, because it's just kind of how it's almost like the nature of the supercells here, right? They're all wrapped up in the
Ontario
rain.
is so lake country and it's so humid that your thunderstorms tend to have
rain wrapped. They're just
there tend to be a lot more precipitation involved in them, and so you're less likely to get hail maybe the way that you see in the prairies. And I noticed that difference in chasing on the prairie to chasing Ontario, just the visibility in because the prairies are so dry. So there was a marine tornado warning, which a lot of people said they've never seen before. I don't think I've ever seen that before either, but having had
along the shores of Lake Huron, or
off the coast of Goderich there. I mean, there's been tornado that came ashore in the past there, nearly destroyed the town. So, but that was unusual, and I guess maybe a change. Marine tornado warning.
No, I mean, right. So, this was of course sparked by the trough, right? So then, like, the trough came through, and then of course, an hour or so later, the actual front sparked more supercell storms. So it was like a first one, and then a second round, which was of course it was like the main event, kind of. I mean, could have maybe spawned one. I'm not of course sure. All I could tell you is that there was at least one tornado from yesterday's storms, and I mean, right, the front just kind of moved through, turned into a squall line for a few hours. Then it just kind of split. There was just, of course, so it just kind of broke up. The squall line just kind of broke up, right? It kind of split. Then of course it all just led to that one big storm that came through my area, that just had a lot of lightning on it, had a lot of rain, as I of course said, an inch in 5 minutes or so. I mean, it was good for the the grass. There was no huge flooding here, right? Because my area isn't really prone to flooding. We have a storm pond near, so it's that was probably at least filling up probably a few inches, probably, I don't know, but a lot of rain and I mean a lot of wind with this also, and it was a pretty big storm. Next, I'm watching Sunday could actually be the next big risk day for the province. Although it's about 3 or so days out, we will of course have to watch it. Watching Sunday, but I mean the heat just will not leave us. We have huge heat this weekend. I mean temperatures in the 30s, feeling almost
awful humidity. Yes,
almost okay, right, it's almost like the high 30s, kind of. It's feeling like the high 30s, and it's, I mean,
the problem with the high humidity
so hot
here
recently.
Is you cannot sweat it. You just keep drenching further and further in sweat. When it gets really hot in the BC interior, it's dry and your sweat evaporates, and it's much more pleasant to be in. So, Ontario. The other thing you were hit on was heavy lightning, and that's one thing I also noticed about Ontario thunderstorms when they come off the lakes.
Huge lightning.
They can be just supercharged, where there's literally not a break for half a second in flashes of lightning when you're watching.
Sometimes it can be like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've seen night storms come off Lake Ontario that were blinding like that, just non-stop, just non. intense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
so-
a huge lightning.
Great to see you. Please stick around. Imogen's back. She's not a troll anymore, so that's great.
Say hi, Joey only.
Hi.
Say hi, Joey only.
Hi, Joey only.
I'm doing good so far. I'm Frank Dowell. You're listening to Comedian Meteorological Weather Report on every Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Comedian plus meteorology for the Comedian Meteorological Weather Report. Joey only Caribou Weather Dude.
Yeah.
Pete Malenko has moved to the other side of the country in
He did?
To the center of the country, back quite on the West Coast.
So, well, you're not in the West Coast. You're in the West.
You're in the wet.
I'm in the Midwest.
You're in the West for sure. Definitely, Colorado is the West. So, talk to us about Colorado and how it's different than Virginia Beach, obviously.
Oh, all right. So, sorry, I keep moving my phone because I keep putting it back on the charger so the phone doesn't die on me. Just getting my stuff settled here with my Frank McDonald set up the other furniture and all that. And the people out here, the weather has been hot, but nice and cool in the evenings.
Oh, yeah.
And it's amazing how hot it gets at the lower altitudes here, but yet there's still snow on the peaks of some of the mountains surrounding the areas here. It's a really, really, really beautiful city. And the people here so far have been super awesome to me, which I've gotten a warm welcome from a lot of people I just met here. Shout out to Torchy's Tacos. I just went back there today. I gave the manager, owner, or whatever a compliment on their graphic design, and then he hooked it up today with another free queso dip for me with chips, and a lot of really cool people out here. And I don't know. So I'm excited to be here. I love Virginia. I love Virginia Beach. I love the ocean. I like being around my family and all that sort of thing. But this is a home away from home. This is my second time living out here. So I'm excited to be here. And not weather related, but I got a Google. They might track all your Google searches, and they're watching you, but I'm now watching them because look at this. They are right there. That building right there is 1 of 7 in the world of Google's office building headquarters. So I can peer into the windows and watch Google employees work. So they might
Russian spy, eh?
Yeah, but they know you're doing it.
No.
And a whole tourist package based on it. You normally have to pay them, but since you live nearby, you could just set up your telescope or your binoculars.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting binoculars and just sitting out there, just like. But no, I'm hoping to make some friends here in the building. Some people's Wi-Fi not passwords, but Wi-Fi networks have funny names in this building. Like there's one person that has FBI surveillance van as their Wi-Fi network and all sorts of, I'm not going to say some of the other ones, but I don't know. This is it's a very eccentric town here. And after this show, I'm going to drive some Lyfts. I'm going to get some drunken high people where they want to go safely. And I'm going to enjoy my evening doing that after this. And doing that job is not just a way to make money. It's also a great way to meet people in a new place and network. And it's I'm excited about it. I got to the summer is beautiful. The winters are pretty mild here. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be cold there. It's Colorado. And it's actually lower altitude here in Boulder than like the mountains get a lot more snow and get a lot colder. It's pretty mild winters in Boulder, Colorado. Boulder is actually a sister city to Burlington, Vermont, which I used to live in for a while as well, which gets way colder in the winters. So
I would also say that Alberta is much like Boulder, Colorado. Southern Alberta is. Brandon nodding his head in agreement. Explain, Brandon.
Yes, it is. We have the same type of climate. We got the foothills, you get the mountains, you get the Rocky Mountains, you get the Chinooks. We get it all here in Alberta, and you get it all there in Colorado. And then you get your summertime supercells coming off the foothills as well. So
the same kind of plants, the same
Colorado
kind of trees in many cases.
Winter.
And then get your Alberta Clippers.
Hey, Joey, another guy named Patrick Macca, Sky of the Universe on Twitter. He films Montreal. He posts on his YouTube channel, Patrick Macca. His Twitter, Sky of the Universe.
Sky of the Universe, Patrick Macca.
He lives in Montreal, Quebec.
Question for Joey. What did you? Okay. So this is of course a question that I've actually been wondering. What do you like? What do you like think of like the Leafs and how they have traded like their goalie and like in all like like that and like in all the other like choices that they had to make in the off season. What did you like think of that?
Well, I would say that Toronto's off season looks a lot better than Calgary's does so far.
No,
so
yeah.
There's that. I don't think that the moves that Dubas has made have been earth-shattering moves. They've been relatively conservative and smart decisions. Not what a general manager who's worried about losing his job would do. I think the hype that the Dubas, Shanahan, that their jobs are at risk. I think that's public hype and media hype. That's not probably internally the situation, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course.
If you had a GM right now who was really worried about his jobs, he'd be trading for Matthew Tkachuk, and he'd be doing whatever it took because he's got to make a splash to make something happen, right?
No, yeah, I mean,
no splash is happening, and I think that's good because the Leafs are a good team. They had 115 points last year. They had their best season in Maple Leaf history. They have superstars that have to be re-signed in the coming years. These are smart contracts, low risk, low obligation, and I think Ilya Samsonov's going to be a better goalie than you think. That's what I have to say about hockey so far. Poor Calgary, losing, talk to us, Brandon, about the collective suffering of Alberta. I know that you've been sad today. Matthew Tkachuk and Gaudreau leaving the Flames is surely the reason why.
It sucks. That's all I got to say.
Good hockey analysis, Brandon Hoke and Brooks, Alberta.
Yeah, I mean,
covering the Flames.
I mean, Pete moved to Colorado. They just won the cup basically.
No, Gaudreau got moved to Columbus.
Have fun with the new hockey team.
Gaudreau signed in Columbus. He didn't go to a team that is cooler than Calgary, with better fans, with a better chance of doing something. He went to Columbus.
Yeah, they have a cannon.
Sometimes these players, I guess, just want to just go to whichever team they like the most or something like that. I don't even know, something like that.
Nobody likes Columbus.
I don't know.
Not even the players' moms in Columbus like Columbus. They're like, that's very good, Johnny, that you get to play on Columbus now. We're proud of you. Thanks for the new
Columbus
house.
Blue Jackets.
No problem, Mom.
I never ever hear anything about that one team. I swear to God, I never hear anything about that one team. I swear. I never see any highlights or something like that. I don't know.
Frankie McDonald, what's the worst team in hockey?
Yeah.
That was the. I'm not sure.
Frankie, what does your shirt say? Are you wearing the same shirt, the Rage shirt?
Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, the Blue Jays shirt.
Yeah, nice. Blue Jays.
Who's the worst team in hockey, Frankie? Who do you hate the most?
Don't remember.
You don't know what team you hate?
Frankie doesn't hate anyone. He's way too sweet for that.
Yeah.
Well, he's a hockey fan. He's got to hate somebody.
No, if you reword it as Frankie.
I'll start.
Like the Leafs.
Hockey hate is okay. It's part of the game.
Yeah, but it's not Frankie. Frankie's way too sweet for that. He doesn't hate anyone. He just has a least favorite.
What's your least favorite team in hockey, Frankie?
I don't have least favorite team.
He likes all the teams. We're all winners on the Comedeorological Report here on CFUR 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM. I'm Joey Only, your host, with Frankie McDonald, Pete Galenko, Brandon Hoke, Gabriel Berardo, the Rapid Weatherman, Imogen Cookie Bailey,
Trey was at the ball game.
and yes, Trey is at the ball game and not on the show. Come on, Trey.
Joe Stover's busy doing other things, and Olivier's working, and he has very limited data.
Yes, he was saying he's that's part of the problem with having Olivier in the show is he's often got very poor Wi-Fi, poor data, poor internet connection. So it's always a real treat when we get him on, and that's why I'm always like, Olivier's on to Olivier right now, just in case we lose him, because it's he's just in like the Rogers. It's not like downtown New York City.
Hey guys, just like the Rogers outage. There's I'm like a few weeks ago, the Rogers outage, man. We had no TV. I woke up thinking that the world was gonna end, and I got no service. I can't just be the only one. But then I thought that way, and then I just I realized that there was this guy on his bike when I was riding to work, and he was like, do you know where the Go station is? Because I don't have any service on my phone. I was like, I don't know. I don't have any service either, but I just try your best. I don't know what how this station is, but fine. I don't know, but I just I wish them luck, and I went to work. I mean, I couldn't help this guy, right? Because the outage, I couldn't help this guy.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't
have no Wi-Fi. Help me! In the gutter, getting swept down a river.
Can you spare me internet?
No, I mean, yeah.
Dada! Mama, Dada!
Spare a cup of data, please. Just a cup.
Unfortunately, the world wasn't ending. When the internet came back on, everyone found out things are just as bad as ever.
I wonder if Frankie's Wi-Fi was down or not, but I think he has Bell, no? Frankie would be smart enough to get Bell, right? I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't have cell phone.
He got the Bell wireless and things like this.
Yeah,
he's got unlimited data. Wants to get to a certain amount and can throttle the speed.
Bell's got good coverage.
Wi-Fi expert. Frankie's the one who fixed the Wi-Fi for us.
Frankie doesn't have a cell phone number. He just uses Wi-Fi specifically. And he's like me.
That's what he does. Phantoms around.
If you have a data plan, that means again, internet will be and live stream will be limited. That means that if you go a certain amount, then it'll throttle the speed down to 512 kilobits per second.
You can see there's a Target outside my window, which is really convenient. I can just log over to Target, get things, but connect to their via out.
You're cutting out. How can you be cutting out being so close to Google?
Right now I'm on my phone data, so my phone data has been wonky out here a little bit.
Joey Only.
Joey Only?
Yes.
Hi, Joey Only.
Hey everyone. I'm Frank McDonald. You're listening to Joey Only Show, Comedian Meteorological Weather Report. Comedian plus meteorology equals Comedian Meteorological Weather Report. Joey Only of Wales, British Columbia. It's on YouTube at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 o'clock Atlantic Time, every Thursday nights on YouTube, on Joey Only's YouTube channel. Comedian Meteorological Weather Report. Tune in.
Imogen Cookie Bailey.
Yeah.
The most pressing and important question of today is, are you going to be a Maximum Cover Girl?
Yet to be determined. All of the votes are currently being verified. As of 7 o'clock tonight, voting closed. Once they verify that no voter services have been used, then they announce who's actually going forward. So at the moment, at the time that the voting closed, I was in 4th place in my group of top 5. If any of the other girls had used voting service, then they would be disqualified, and that's the only way in which I'm going through. Otherwise, I failed horribly.
I hope they cheated. I hate them.
That's yeah, okay. It was an interesting one. It was very different from the Miss Health and Fitness one, for sure. Different type of competition, different photo requirements, different audience for it. Whole other bag of cheese. Definitely fun, though. That's for sure.
Bag of cheese, yeah.
All a bag of cheese.
Yeah. Have you not ever noticed that I say that? Come on.
I have never heard you say that before. I wasn't even on the show for like 2 months. So I mean, I could have just changed up and started saying bag of cheese. I don't know.
Oh, dude, no. That's
I
been in my
noticed.
lexicon for years. Yeah.
I noticed.
One of those weird ones. There's a few.
I pay attention to everything.
So, Joey, I sent you some clips from the Deuce Days car show.
Hello, everyone from Victoria, BC. The weather is cloudy, overcast, dog barf, slightly miserable, starting to rain just a hair. I'm at the Deuce Days car show. This is day 4. I'm here with Morbo, little Morbo Fishpaw. He's been having a great time. He is painfully popular. And this is the environment that we're looking at. Classic car show, maximum 1,200 of these bad boys kicking around. Right now I'm in front of the historic Empress Hotel, which is, if anyone knows their history, sinking very gradually. There's legislative buildings in the background. We are right along the harbor. All sorts of good stuff going on here. So that's what we have going on. It's just a day of cat pictures and cars. And a little bit of rain coming on. See y'all on the show. Hello, Joey and everyone else. I'm here at the Deuce Days Car Show, one of the biggest ones in North America. We are down at Dallas Road by Clover Point. The weather is dog barf overcast. There are about 1,000 of these beauty queens behind me. They're about to do a huge cruise clear across town, just getting ready to take off. So enjoy the show, everyone. Oh, and they're starting to take off. Yeah. We have 3 lanes of these babies. Look at this. Beautiful ocean front. Right next to Ross Bay Cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries in Western Canada, or all of Canada, let's be real. Lots of stories of murder, mayhem, and hauntings. Victoria, BC has been featured on Haunted Canada or Creepy Canada many, many times because of all the weird stuff that's gone on here. This was one of the first gallows in Canada. It was right downtown, about a 5-minute walk from here.
Really?
Yeah, Hangman's Alley.
Yeah.
Also now known as Jenkum Alley because of how it's turned, but still.
That was a 4-day event here where they had it capped at 1,200, and oh, baby, there were 1,200 of these little beauty queens rolling through the city. 4 days of events. The criteria for entering the show is that all vehicles are pre-50s Deuces, hence the name Deuce Days. Events going on all through the city, lots of cruises, lots of rides. There was they all gathered along the waterfront, did this huge rollout and just went and drove around. Super awesome. I got lots of video, lots of photos. Took Morbo out. Little Morbo, my beautiful little kitty, hairless wonder that he is, wears jammies, mobbed for photographers. It was fantastic. Everywhere we went, there's people jamming cameras in his face. So I gave him to my buddy so I could go take pictures. And he really likes the little cars. He had his preferences. He was trying to climb in his favorites.
Also this week, I had 2 bands playing here in Wells. I recorded Danny Bell, so a little bit of clip to throw in for there.
Nice.
Also, we had a band from Whitehorse called The Lucky Ones. So a little bit of listing to throw into this week's show for you on CFUR 88.7 FM. The bands that just came right through Prince George or live there.
This is another new one called Cards that I wrote wondering about what I was going to do when the pandemic started. Let the cards fall and blow away, all burned through a nickel bag a day, playing more projects than I'll ever make. 2x4s and a box of screws, a steel saw that I've yet to use, gonna cut things up and put them together. Corn syrup colored lamps in a cardboard box made tiny puppets from shitty socks. But nothing but our fingers and some fabric.
And we have a bunch of Frankie videos to put in. Whoa! We got a bunch of Frankie videos to put in this week, and what else? We got quite a bit of stuff going on the show this week.
Yeah, we do. We can cut out all these lame parts.
That's exactly it.
I mean, like, I have a video of the storm. I just say, you know, the F word that you would have to kind of bleep out at one point. So if you could kind of bleep that out somehow, then
oh, you naughty boy!
I could add it, but then I don't know what you could do with that.
You guys are so caught up on the idea that 1 hour of your life, I ask you not to swear. It's like every week it's a big point of conversation every week. It's like
I don't swear as much on the show. Come on, you know,
a whole hour. I'm like, it's for professionalism's sake, you know, and they're like, but it's an hour. I'm like, you know, but there's children in Ethiopia who can't swear ever. They'd be happy to have as much swearing as you have.
That's right. And it's in honor of those swearless children that we do it so much and so frequently. We're showing
Well, you can't do it on the radio part of the show. That's the thing.
That's fair.
Oh, and how strict this country is.
Because they'll just say, Joey, we can't have your show on the radio because it's terrible. It's not funny at all, and you're a terrible host, and nobody even really likes you or listens to it, and you guys swear.
I thought that they would at least incorporate your weird smell.
Speaking of
girls like my weird smell. I don't ever understand that.
Google owns YouTube, so I need to talk to the people here about how the meteorological report suggested on more videos on YouTube, get our views up organically. Or
I mean, you are in America.
Either that, or I can do some favors for some people, or get some blackmail on some people. I don't want to. I'll just play about the second two.
You are in America. I mean, never just the possibility of Pete going on mass shooting at Google.
No. Don't go there with that. Don't go there with that.
Don't do it, Pete. Don't take Google hostage.
Yeah, but let's not go there.
We need to be on YouTube. Please. Don't hurt us.
For the love of God, I had the years ago was practically raided by the FBI, and they had nothing on me, but it was like.
And then you got to start with that guy that's got the FBI van there, you know, going on his Wi-Fi.
I'm pretty sure it's just somebody's apartment Wi-Fi, but who knows with that Google headquarters right there. Like there's been some weird things I've noticed with the GPS and stuff when I would get close to it and all sorts of stuff. It's I think they have some really high tech surveillance and security around here.
I would imagine so, but I would also suggest to you that you know, the FBI. I mean, it's like they go undercover. They got a new wig on. It's like new face, and they even got a fake nose on, and he's like goes into the Hells Angels clubhouse, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you still have your FBI badge on your chest?" Like, "Oh, my bad." You know, that's what it's kind of like when your Wi-Fi name is FBI surveillance. I mean, I'm not saying the FBI are smart, but smart people have thought of everything they should know.
I can tell you from they are smart. I can tell you that much. They are smart. They are. I
take it back. I'm sorry, FBI. You are smart.
Quick thinker. He was a quick thinker, and he was really on the ball. And I was hungover. Excuse me. I usually am not the one that you need to bleep out on there, but I was so hungover. 6 a.m. banging on my door. Got the FBI badge, and I was just like, and that was before my diagnosis. So I was like agelessly hungover, and like, oh my goodness, I was like, what is going on?
And then you,
I'm not going to get into that no more. That's in the past.
Gave them what they wanted. You're like, here's all the criminals I've been harboring.
No,
leave me alone, FBI.
I talk on my social media and stuff. I'm an open book, so they didn't have. I didn't have much to tell them that they didn't already hear from my mouth on online saying myself. So there was I wasn't anything like that. It wasn't like that. No, they weren't.
Anybody else here concerned that they're under surveillance?
They were investigating. They investigate. They read like I had 20,000 tweets on my old @XVGWell page. And they read all of them. I'm like, that seems like a waste of government resources because they were bringing up tweets that I tweeted in 2017 as early in the year and like took them out of context in some things. And I was just like, no, that was just a meme. I was just like, that didn't mean nothing. Like, but anyway, I was able to clear my name and I didn't have to, they weren't putting the heat on me too hard or nothing, so I was
yeah.
So okay, so you have this crazy FBI raid in your past, and you just happen to move in next to Google.
Well, I'm moving next to Google on my own accord. I go to try
How much
to.
of this is a coincidence?
I go to the. I'm very strategic in my ways, and I am like, if I'm gonna network, I'm gonna network. Like when they were coming to me in regards to John McAfee in 2018 or 2019, or both. There was two separate visits. In the second one in Virginia Beach, they were very respectful, and they didn't even come into my residence. They were just there for a warrant to take my old iPhone, and my old iPhone was already completely bricked, unrecoverable anyway. So it was like, but they were very respectful and didn't try to come inside my house or nothing.
We're your friends. Can we just have all your information? Gonna cut you off right there.
Yeah.
Frankie, how can everyone find you on the internet?
My Twitter is @FrankieMcD. My Facebook is FrankieDown. My Instagram is FrankieMcD984. My TikTok is FrankDown984. My Clapper is FrankDown984. My Twitch is FrankDown984. My Snapchat is FrankieAmyCDON. And my LinkedIn is Frankie McDonald. And my YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves. And FrankieStore.ca. That's a Frankie Store merch website. And you can buy Frankie Dalbowitz on National Bowitz Hall of Fame.
That's the man himself, Frankie McDonald, in City, Nova Scotia. That's another episode of the week. For this week, Comedeorological Report on CFUR 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, in Prince George. I'm Joey Olney, your host. You had this week Pete Galanko, Imogen Cookie Bailey, Gabriel Berardo, Frankie McDonald, as always, and Brandon Hoke, and myself. And, well, that's it. Bye.